is nothing but net profit, clear, net profit or loss for the period, clear, net profit or loss for the period, prior period items, and changes in accounting policies, clear, changes in accounting policies. Now, in group 1 accounts, clear, in group 1 accounts, in AS1 you might have already studied changes in accounting policies. When I can change my accounting policy, when I cannot change my accounting policy. Same concept is there here, but little bit in detail. Clear? No. So let us start now. Sir, AS5 deals with what? What is AS5? Sir, name itself tells you. AS5 deals with what? Net profit or loss, prior period items, changes in accounting policies, etc. etc. Clear? So it deals with what? AS5 deals with, clear, AS5 deals with profit or loss, clear, profit or loss from ordinary activities, clear, ordinary activities, clear, ordinary activities. So this net profit or loss, what I told you the name, clear, this net profit or loss which is given in the name is of two types, that is net profit or loss from ordinary activities, and it can be profit or loss from which activity? Extraordinary activity, clear, extraordinary activities, clear. Next, clear. So it deals with profit or loss from ordinary activities, profit or loss from extraordinary activities. It deals from prior period items, prior period items, clear, prior period items. Next, it deals with accounting for, clear, accounting for changes in, accounting for changes in accounting estimates, clear, accounting estimates. Next, it also deals with accounting for changes, accounting for changes in what? Accounting for changes in accounting policies, accounting policies. Basically we cannot call this as accounting, we can say disclosure, basically not accounting, disclosure, disclosure for changes in accounting policies, clear. So AS5 mein what are we going to learn? AS5 mein we are going to learn 5 concepts, clear. Every concept I'll explain you in detail, that itself is our standard. What are those? Profit or loss from ordinary activities, profit or loss from extraordinary activities, prior period items, accounting for changes in estimates, and disclosure of changes in accounting policies. These are the 5 things what we are going to study in this standard, clear. These 5 things together will put up our standard. But there are some things which are not taken care by the standard. The standard does not deal with what? Does not deal with. This standard does not deal with tax effects, clear, tax effects of extraordinary, clear, extraordinary prior period items, prior period items, clear, changes in, changes in accounting estimates. Listen very carefully, I will give you enough time to write. Changes in accounting estimates and changes in accounting policies, changes in accounting policies, simple, clear. So whenever there is any extraordinary activity or ordinary activity or prior period items or accounting estimates or accounting policies, tax effect, clear, changes in tax might be, tax effect means due to prior period items or extraordinary items or accounting estimate changes or accounting policy changes, what happens? Tax might increase or tax might decrease. So this increase or decrease in tax is called what? Is called as tax effect. Now tell, clear? This increase or decrease in tax is called what? Tax effect. Increase or decrease in tax due to changes in our extraordinary and all these all etc etc is called what? Is called as tax effect. Now tell me why this standard does not deal with tax effect. What is the reason that this standard does not deal with tax effect? Can someone tell me? Because tax effects are covered under which standard? Covered under AS 22. Simple. Since there is a separate standard on tax effects, I repeat, since there is a separate standard on tax effects, this standard does not deal with these things. Clear? Anything related to taxes is covered under AS 22, not under AS clear 5. Now, clear? Now, one by one, let us start. Clear? One by one, let us start now the standard. So, first one, ordinary activities. Clear? Ordinary activities. Clear? Ordinary activities. Now, what are ordinary activities? First, I will write the definition, then I will explain. So, ordinary activities means any activity. Clear? Ordinary activity means what? Any activity which are undertaken, clear, which are undertaken as a part of its business. I repeat, any activity which is related to my business is called what? Is called as ordinary activities. I repeat, any activity which is relating to my business is called as what? Is called as ordinary activity. Let us say, for example, education institution. Education institution. Here, education institution. Let us take an example of profit and loss account of education institution. Clear? Any coaching center or anything. Now tell, what will be the income? What will be the regular income? Tell me what should be the regular income of an education institution. Examples of income, regular income, fee collections. Clear? By fees. Clear? Let us say, for example, college. Tell me what are the fees they will collect? Tuition fee. Clear? Tuition fees is there. Clear? Bus fee is there. Tuition fee is there. Material fee is there. Material fees is there. Clear? Tuition fees is there. Bus fees is there. Admission fees is there. Clear? Admission fees, etc. etc. Clear? Tuition fees, material fees, admission fees. When you go to audit of a school, you will understand so many types of fees. I have gone for so many school audits. They will collect bus fee. Clear? They will collect sports fee. Clear? They will collect annual day charges. They will collect freshers day charges in colleges. They will collect swimming pool charges if swimming pool is there. So many things they will collect from students. All these are what? Regular income. Clear? That regular income and expenses are called what? Ordinary activities. It includes what? Regular incomes and expenses. Regular incomes and expenses. Clear? It includes what? Regular incomes and expenses. Now tell me some expenses of regular expenses of education institution to salaries. Clear? Salaries. Salaries may be for teaching staff, non-teaching staff. Clear? Salaries for teaching and non-teaching staff will be there. Electricity bill. Without electricity, students will not sit in class. Next, two, what else? Building maintenance. School building maintenance. Next, what else will be there? What else? Cleaning charges. Clear? Two, cleaning charges. Cleaning charges. Two, advertisement expenses, etc. etc. So these are all what? These are all nothing but regular incomes and expenses of what? Regular incomes and expenses of an education institution. This is called what? This is called as ordinary activities. Clear? This is called as what? This is called as ordinary activities. So ordinary activities means any activity, clearly it is mentioned, see, any activity which are undertaken as a part of its business, means day to day, regular day to day activities of my business. My regular income and my regular expenses are called what? Ordinary activities. Clear? I hope you understood what is ordinary activities now. Anyone has any doubts? Simple and very clear concept. Next, let us continue. Clear? Let us continue. Now, how to disclose ordinary activities? How to disclose ordinary activities? How to disclose ordinary activities? Ordinary activities. Clear? How to disclose ordinary activities? How to disclose ordinary activities? Should I disclose? Should I club it with? Should I club everything and show, or should I show separately? Now, standard says, what standard says I will tell, then we will discuss practically what happens. Clear? Profit, clear, profit or loss from, profit or loss from ordinary activities, ordinary activities, clear, profit or loss from ordinary activities need not be disclosed separately, need not be disclosed separately, need not be disclosed separately. Now, however, if items of income and expenses, it also says, however, items of incomes and expenses within profit or loss from ordinary activities, listen very carefully, ordinary activities, clear, ordinary activities are of such nature, size or incidence. Clear? Normally, in general, ordinary activities ka profit or loss I should not show separately. But however, if items of income and expenses are of such nature, size or incidence that their disclosure, clear, their disclosure is relevant to explain, relevant to explain, relevant to explain what? The performance, relevant to explain what? The performance, clear, relevant to explain the performance of an enterprise, of an enterprise, clear, then it should be disclosed, it should be disclosed separately, it should be disclosed separately. So in simple words I'll tell you, clear, in simple words I will tell you, see here, this is in general, in simple words I'm telling you, clear, this is profit or loss from ordinary activities, ordinary activities, clear, profit or loss from which activities? Ordinary activities, clear, ordinary activities. There can be two things, profit or loss from ordinary activities can be material or it can be immaterial. If it is material, clear, disclosed separately, disclosed separately. If it is immaterial, not disclosed separately, not disclosed separately. Simple. That is what it says. See here, read very carefully. Profit or loss from ordinary activities need not be disclosed separately. Normally, you don't disclose separately. Why? Because they will be material or immaterial. Because if it is immaterial, I need not disclose. Now it says, however, if the items of income or expenses within the profit or loss from ordinary activities are of such nature, size, or incidence that their disclosure is relevant. Disclosure is relevant. Separate disclosure is relevant means what? Material. Separate disclosure is relevant means what? Material. So if I'm not telling immaterial means you should not record only. Sir, material items are also recorded. Immaterial items are also recorded. ACE1. Remember ACE1. Those who have attended my class, I clearly told you disclosure ACE1 may what happens if it is material or immaterial, it is irrelevant. We have to record. Only thing is that how we record is different. Simple question. Are material items recorded in my accounts? Are material accounts clear? Are material items recorded in my accounts? Yes. Immaterial items recorded in my accounts? Yes. How they are recorded? How they are recorded depends upon whether they are material or immaterial. If I'm clubbing with other things, if I'm clubbing with other expenses, it means it is immaterial. I am showing separately, it means what? It is material. Correct or not? Now let us say for example, now let us say for example, this is my P&L account. Clear? Let us say this is my P&L account. By gross profit, by gross profit 20 lakhs. Clear? Next, two salaries. Clear? Two salaries 5 lakhs. Two salaries 5 lakhs. Next, two fines, fines and penalties. Fines and penalties 22,000 and two, let us say other expenses 50,000. Now tell, fines and penalties are always material or immaterial? Fines and penalties are always material or immaterial? What did I teach you? In AS1, what did I teach you? Fines and penalties are always material, are always material. Clear? Are always material. Now tell, materiality depends upon amount or it materiality is always about amount? Yes or no? Is materiality always about amount? No. It also depends upon how it is affecting the decision making. When I see my company, when I see the company where I want to invest paying fines and penalties for not following law, do you think I will invest in that company? Simply no. That is why fines and penalties, I cannot club it with what? I cannot club it with other expenses. I need to show it separately. I need to show it what? Separately. Understood? Understood how clear? Now this is material. Let us say rather than fines and penalties, forget that this is fines and penalties. Forget this. Just say repairs. Repair of computer. Now tell, repair of computer, is it material or immaterial? Repair of computer 2000. You think it is material? Immaterial. So can I club it with other expenses and show 52,000 other expenses? Yes. Simple. That is what happens. Now understood how to show material, how to show immaterial things. Now let us see. Now let us see क्या है अपना. This is company accounts. Clear? Now let us understand company accounts का P&L account. This is important, right? You will not draw in T format. I'll show it practically how it happens. Okay. This is called face of P&L account. This is called what? Face of P&L account. Now tell me all my regular income, all the material items, where will I show? Revenue from operations or other income? All my revenue from operations will come where? Regular income, right? Revenue from operations. Other income mein what will come? Other income mein all that small incomes which are immaterial, like sale of newspaper is there. Clear? Fixed deposit ka interest is there. These are all examples of what? Other income. So immaterial items I'm showing in other income. Main revenue what I generate, I will show where? I will show in revenue from operations. Next, what is the first expenses given there? Cost of material consumed is there, purchases is there, changes in inventory is there. I will explain this in detail when we go to company accounts. Right now not required. Right now I will explain only with reference to AS5. Tell me. Salaries, where will I keep? Salaries, where will I keep? See the expenses and tell me salaries, where will I keep? Rent, where will I keep? Rent, where will I keep? Rent, other expenses, simple. If I feel that rent is unreasonably high, till every year rent is only 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs. Today, next year what happened? It is 1.5 crores rent was paid. Now tell, suddenly very huge increase. Is it odd? Tell me. Suddenly very huge increase was there. Is it material or immaterial increase? What will I do? Before other expenses, I will add one account. Before other expenses, I will add one account. That is called what? Rent. Khatam. Clear? That is how we need to show. If I feel that is immaterial, I will include in other expenses. Otherwise, what I will do? I will add one more line item and I will increase the line item. I hope you understood now. Ordinary activities. Clear? This is called face of P&L account. Next. So let us continue. So ordinary activities समझ में आ गया? Yes. Now, now let us see examples of, let us see, clear, let us see examples, clear, let us see examples where, clear, where, examples where separate disclosure is required. Separate disclosure is required. Clear? Examples where separate disclosure is required. In point B, I told you that normally profit and loss should not be shown separately from ordinary activities, but there are some cases where I told you that you have to show it separately. But what are those cases? Let us see now. Let us see. Example number 1. Clear, write down of inventory, write down of inventory to NRV, NRV, and reversal of such write down. Clear, write down of, clear, write down of, tell me, write down of inventory to NRV means what? Write down of inventory to NRV means what? When do I write down the value of inventory to NRV? Can someone tell me? Tell me, inventory is valued at cost or net realizable value, correct? Normally, clear, inventory, inventory valuation will be how? Inventory value will be cost or NRV, whichever is lower. Now tell, nor in normal situations, tell me, in normal situations, cost will be less and NR will be high, correct or not? In normal situations, your cost will be less, net realizable value means value which you will, amount what which you receive at the time of sale of that inventory. Now tell, NRV, assume that it is sale value. Normally cost will be less and sale value will be high, correct or not? No. When we, now tell me, when will I write down my inventory to NRV? I'm not right. I'm not including inventory at cost. I'm including the inventory at NRV. It means what? It means my cost is greater than NRV. Correct or not? Write down of inventory to NRV means what? My cost is greater than NRV. Profit or loss? Loss. Correct or not? Loss. This now clear. This should be shown separately or not? This should be shown separately or not? Separate disclosure is required or not? Yes. And later on what happens? Later on what happens? Later on, I have reversed it. Reversed it means, reversal means what? Reversal means cost has again become less than NRV. Initially what happened? Cost was greater than NRV. Now what has happened? Cost is less than NRV. Clear? First what I'm doing, I'm writing down the inventory to NRV and I'm again increasing that. So whether I'm reducing and then I'm reversing it. Both these should be shown separately. I hope you understood the example. I hope you got the point. What do we mean by that? Clear? Next example. Next. Clear? Next situation where you may require separate disclosure. Clear? Next, disposal of items of fixed assets. Disposal of items of fixed assets. What do we mean by disposal of fixed assets? Disposal of fixed assets means what? Sale of fixed assets, right? Sale of fixed assets. Clear? Next, disposal of, clear? Disposal of long term investment. Long term investment. Long term investment. What do we mean by long term investment? What do we mean by long term investment? Long term investment. Within 12 months, I will dispose it off, or beyond 12 months? Greater than 12 months. Clear? Long term investment. More than 12, not 12 years, 12 months. Clear? It's not 12 years, more than 12 months. That is 1 year. Clear? Next, litigation settlement. Litigation settlement. Litigation settlement. What do we mean by litigation settlement? What do we mean by litigation settlement? Have you heard about Sushant? What is that? Sushant Singh Rajput ka case? That Rajput. Have you heard about this case? So Sushant Singh Rajput expired because of suicide. Someone are saying suicide, someone are saying murder. I don't want controversy with my students, so I'll tell either suicide or whatever it is. We are least bothered. So he expired because of suicide or murder, whatever it is. Now what happened? His parents have filed a case against Riya Chakrabarti. I don't know the spelling of Chakrabarti, that is why Riya. Easy. Have filed a case against Riya. Now tell. Now Riya Chakrabarti is paying money to lawyer or not? Has she hired a lawyer or not? She is paying money to lawyer to settle the case. Now what happened? Now whatever money she is paying to lawyer to finish the case, to settle the case, to close the case is called what? Litigation settlement. Is called what? Litigation settlement. I hope you understood what is litigation settlement. So I'm paying money to a lawyer so that this case can be settled. Clear? That is called litigation settlement. Next. Sorry. Litigations. Next. Then reversals of provisions. Reversals of reversals of reversal of provisions. Reversal of provisions. Can you tell me what are the other provisions? Let us say, for example, recovery of bad debt is there. Recovery of bad debt is there. I need to show it separately. Clear? Provision for taxation. I am reversing. That also I need to show separately. So provisions, whatever provisions are there, I will show separately. Next, what is the other case we can have? Restructuring activities. Clear? Restructuring activities. Clear? Restructuring activities and reversal of reversal of provision for restructuring. Clear? Sir, what is restructuring? I've already explained you in AS 29, right? Provision for restructuring also, what to be created, what to be reversed, everything we have already seen in AS 29. Clear? So I will not explain everything again. Next. Then one more example we have, legislative changes. Legislative changes from retrospective effect. Remember AS4, AS4 में wages were changed from retrospective effect. Remember AS4 में 1 or 2 cases we have seen. AS 29 में also we have seen retrospective effect. So whenever any law changes from retrospective effect, you may receive some amount or you may have to pay some additional amount. That also, even though it is ordinary activities, or I repeat, even though these are all ordinary activities only, but still separate disclosure is required. Clear? Even though these are all ordinary activities, still separate disclosure is required. But why separate disclosure is required? Why separate disclosure is required? Is required. Why separate disclosure is required for what? Ordinary activities. Why separate disclosure is required for ordinary activities? Standard is asking me that, standard is telling me that even though they are ordinary activities, you show them separately. But why? What is the reason? Simple. To make, reason why to make projections, to make projections. Projections means future. I need to predict my future expenses and income. Next, to analyze, to analyze, clear, financial position of an enterprise. Clear. So if an investor comes to, clear, if investor is given all this information, if investor is given all this information clearly separately, what will happen? That fellow, that investor will be able to make decide the future of a company, whether where is the company going, and he will also be able to decide what financially, whether it will be strong or not. So these are the two reasons why, even though these are ordinary activities, I need to show them separately. Clear? Now, anyone has any doubts? I hope you understood what is ordinary activities. Clear? I hope everything is clear as of now. Now, so what we have done, sir? We have done with profit or loss from ordinary activities. Another four things are pending. Now let us start with ordinary activities done. Now let us start with extraordinary activities. Clear? Extraordinary activities. Extraordinary activities. Simple example. Something which is not related to business or very rarely happens. Something which very rarely happens, or you can say not at all related to business, is called what? Extraordinary activities. Extraordinary activities. Clear? As I already told you, something which happens very rarely or something which is not related to my business happens, that is called what? That is called as extraordinary activities. Clear? They are called what? Extraordinary activities. Activities that arise from, clear, that arise from transactions, clear, activities which arise from transactions that are clearly, clear, that are clearly distinct, distinct from ordinary activities. So something which is not ordinary activity is obviously extraordinary activity, right? Something which is not ordinary activity is obviously extraordinary activity. Now tell, extraordinary activities will occur frequently or infrequently? They are expected to occur frequently or not expected to occur frequently? Expected or not expected? Simple. These activities, are not expected to occur frequently. Clear? These activities are not expected to occur frequently. Clear? Let us say, for example, let us take some examples. Best example of ordinary activity, best example of extraordinary activity. What is happening in the country right now? What is happening in the country right now? All the businesses are affected because of what? Simple. Coronavirus. Clear? Chingli virus, that is. Next, other than coronavirus, can you tell? Floods. You think coronavirus every year it will come and go back? It's like a festival? No, right? It will come and go. Simple. It will not recur again. Clear? Very rarely. Again, new virus will come. China people eat everything, right? So some new virus will keep coming. Chingli fellas. Next, earthquake. Next, fire. What else? Coronavirus is there, floods is there, earthquake is there, fire is there, marriage, not marriage, not marriage, war, theft. These are all what? These are all examples of what? Extraordinary activities. All these are not related to business. They are different from other activities. Clear? These are all examples of extraordinary activities. Because of this, my business will be affected or not? Because of this, my business will be affected or not? Yes, it will be affected. Yes. and these things will not occur regularly, right? Very rarely these things happen. Every time, every like a festival, these will not come. Now, now question comes, how to disclose, clear, how to disclose extraordinary items. How to disclose extraordinary items? What should I do? Clear? Remember one thing, see here and tell. This P&L account, see and tell. Extraordinary items, am I showing separately or not? See this and tell. Am I showing extraordinary separately? Am I showing profit before extraordinary items? Am I showing profit before extraordinary items? Profit after extraordinary items? So I am showing profit before extraordinary items. I am also showing profit after extraordinary items. Why? Because as a business, I want to know what is the impact of extraordinary items on my business. Had this extraordinary event not happened, what would have been my profit? Since this extraordinary event has happened, because of this event, what is my profit? So extraordinary items should be shown separately or should be included in other expenses. Extraordinary items should be shown separately or included in another, included or separately. Why? To determine the effect of, to determine the impact of these items on my profit or loss. Clear? I'm disclosing them separately to identify the impact what it has on my profit or loss. That is why profit before extraordinary items, profit after extraordinary items. Why? I want to know the impact what these things have happened on my business. Clear? Now coming back here. Now I think it will be easy to reproduce here. Extraordinary items, clear? Items, extraordinary items should be disclosed. Should be disclosed, clear? Extraordinary items should be disclosed in the statement, in the statement of profit or loss, as a part of, as a part of net profit or loss, net profit or loss for the period. Clear? So to determine the to determine the current year ka profit or loss, I am including what? I am including extraordinary activities. But how? I am showing them separately so that I can identify the profit before extraordinary items and profit after extraordinary items. Clear? Now, the nature and amount, the nature and amount, the nature and amount of each extraordinary item should be separately disclosed, should be separately disclosed. Clear? Should be separately disclosed in the statement, separately disclosed in the statement of profit or loss, statement of profit or loss. Clear? Statement of profit or loss in a manner, in a manner that, clear, in a manner that its impact on current profit, clear, its impact on current profit or loss can be perceived. That is what I have shown you here. I am showing it separately. Why am I showing the extraordinary item separately? Because I want to know how much effect it is having on the current profits of my business. Sir, how do I know how much impact it is having on the current profits of my business? Profit before extraordinary items, let us say 1 lakh. Extraordinary items 25,000. Net profit how much now? 75,000. It means 1 lakh में 25% is 1 lakh में 25% is because of what? 25% is the effect of extraordinary items. Clear? I hope you understood this paragraph. Clear? Why are we showing separately? I have explained you practically. I have also written the क्या बोलते हैं अपना whatever standard में provision is there. Clear? Now, next. Any doubts in first two items, ordinary and extraordinary? So we have done with ordinary items and we have done with extraordinary items also, right? Now, so let us start with prior period items. Let us start with what? Prior period items. Prior period items. Clear? Let us start with prior period items. Clear? Prior period items. Let us take an example. Let us take a example and P&L account. Clear? Let us take an example of P&L account. By gross profit. Till now, example, tell me practical example of ordinary activities, extraordinary activities and prior period items. I have given you with the help of which account? Till now, whatever I have explained practically, I have given you with the reference to which account? Is it balance sheet or P&L account? P&L account. So can I say this standard is only about which? This standard is only about what? P&L account. Simple. This standard is only about profit and loss account, nothing else. Only profit and loss account. By gross profit, let us say 25 lakhs. By gross profit, 25 lakhs. To salaries, 2 lakhs. Clear? To electricity, 50,000. To then what? Tell me some expenses. Salaries is there, electricity is there, stationery is there. How much? 10,000. Clear? Stationery is there, 10,000. To repairs and maintenance, to rent. Clear? Repairs and maintenance 5,000. Rent is 4 lakhs. Clear? Rent is 4 lakhs. Now tell me profit. Tell me net profit. Tell me net profit. Calculate. I am good in accounts, not in maths, so you should help me out. How much should be net profit? How much should be net profit? 18 lakhs 35,000. 18 lakhs 35,000. Clear? Now this is the P&L account, and what happened? P&L account was clear. Now can I make changes? Can I make changes to my financial statement? Simple question I'll ask you. A4 ka question. Can I make changes to financial statements if I find any mistakes before AS4 mein what we have done? Anything which I have done before the approval of financial statements by, I repeat, before the approval of financial statements by board of directors. Can I make changes if it is an adjusting event? Now what happened? Now what happened for XYZ Limited? For XYZ Limited, what happened? Board of directors have signed. Clear? Board of directors has signed. Two board of directors have signed. Because clear? Now tell. This signature is done. Now tell. After the signature is done, this is for financial year. What is the current financial year recently finished? This is statement of profit and loss. This is statement of profit and loss for the year ended 31st March 2020. Simple. So this financial year में what happened? 31st March 2020 को P&L account was prepared. Obviously it will be prepared later, but date will be this much. And maybe in June or July, board of directors have approved the financial statements. After that, accountant comes to know that, tell me something, whether all these expenses are there or not. One thing is mandatory. Tell me, for every business, what is mandatory to be debited? These may not be there, but one thing is mandatory. What is that? Depreciation. Accountant came to know that depreciation of rupees 2,50,000 forgot to enter, did not enter in P&L account, did not enter in P&L account. Oh, gone. Depreciation of 2,50,000, accountant did not enter, he forgot to enter. In which year he forgot to enter? Financial year 2019-20 के P&L account में this fellow forgot to enter, and this fellow's directors signed that P&L account and balance sheet also. After they sign, is it possible to come back, change the P&L account, change everything, get it signed again? Is it practically possible? No. Now tell, should I keep the mistake as it is till the tax department files a case against me, or should I change in next year? I will rectify when, in the current year or next year? Next year. So depreciation of 2,50,000. Now what to do? Now this depreciation of 2,50,000, clear, this amount which was not entered, amount which was not entered, amount which was not entered in financial year 2019-20 should be entered in P&L account of financial year 2020-21. Correct or not? Correct or not? But can I write it as depreciation? No, I cannot write it as depreciation. As what? As prior period item. Understood? Prior period item. Prior period item. I cannot write last year ka depreciation. Current year mein again I cannot write depreciation. I should write what? I should write as prior period item. Now tell what is prior period item. Previous year ka mistakes I am correcting in current year. Previous year's mistake I am correcting in the current year. This is called what? This is called as prior period item. I hope you understood what is prior period item. When you're copying, clear, when you're copying the answer, copy this P&L account also, whatever I've done. But the signature don't copy. You can't do also. Even I don't know what I've done. Signature don't copy. Clear. Signature you do on your own. Understood now? So now let us come back to definition. Let us now come back to definition. So what is prior period items, sir? These are, clear, these are income or expenses. Income or expenses. Sir, it can be income also, it can be expense also. I gave you example of expenditure. You can take, let us say, for example, say sale of investment, not sale, profit from sale of investment, not recorded in P&L account. That is with reference to income. These are income or expenses that arise in which year? Current period. That arise in current period. Clear? That arise in current period as a result. As a result of what? As a result of errors or omissions. Errors or omissions. In which year? In preparation of, in what? In preparation of financial statements. Financial statements. Clear? In preparation of what? Financial statements of one or more prior periods. One or more prior periods. Clear? One or more prior periods. Clear? I hope you understood now. Examples, sir. Examples, sir. Examples, sir. Mathematical errors. Clear? Let us say, for example, mathematical mistakes. Mathematical mistakes. Let us say 10,000 depreciation के बदले you have written 8,000 only. Mathematical mistakes and misrepresentations. Clear? Misrepresentation. Misrepresentation of facts. I did not understand whether it is income or expenditure, so I left like we do in exam. We don't understand, we leave. Like the same way accountant has done. Misrepresentation of facts or oversight. By mistake, you didn't even know that you have omitted, but you omitted by oversight, or it can be mistakes in applying accounting policies. etc. Now let us say mistakes in applying accounting policies. Let us say, for example, future profits, should I take or ignore? Future expected profit, should I take or ignore? Future expected profit, should I take or ignore? Okay. Future losses, should I take or ignore? But what this fellow accountant has done, future losses he ignored, future profits he recorded. What accountant has done is, future profits he has recorded, future losses he ignored. That is called what? Mistakes in applying what? Accounting policies. These are all examples of what? Prior period items. Clear? Due to this only prior period items will happen. Now tell. See this and tell me, prior period items should be shown in total expense. In where should I show? Prior period items. See here and tell. See this and tell. Should I show it separately or not? Should I show prior period items separately or not? Yes, I have to show separately. Yes, I have to show separately. Yes, clear. Yes, I have to show separately. Clear. Next, disclosure of prior period items. Prior period items. Clear. Disclosure of prior period items. Clear. Disclosure of prior. If I don't show, I will never come to know that is a mistake or not. Mistakes I need to clearly show it separately. Clear. I have written something here, right? The nature and amount here. Same point. Copy and paste. Clear? The nature and amount of each prior period item. Each prior period item. Each prior period item should be shown disclosed in the statement of P&L account in a manner that its impact on the current profit or loss can be perceived. Correct or not? Simple. Same point, but we are showing it differently. Now what we'll do, we'll come back. Sir, we have completed ordinary activities. We have completed extraordinary activities. We have completed what? Prior period items. Next, what we will do, we will study changes in accounting estimates. Changes in accounting estimates. Changes in accounting estimates. Accounting for changes in accounting estimates. Changes in accounting estimates. Tell me, can all accounting transactions or events can be measured with 100% perfection, or in some cases estimates are required? 100% precision is possible in all the types of events and transactions. Simple question. Is it possible? No. There are some cases where estimates are required. Estimate means I am not 100% sure, but still I am recording a transaction or an event. Example, depreciation, useful life of an asset. Now let us say mobile phone. Tell me, Raghavendra, which mobile phone you are having right now? I think you are having MI, right? I hope you are having MI, Raghavendra, or yes, MI Note 8 Pro. Tell me, what is the life of that mobile phone according to you? How many years you are going to use it? I'm not telling after how many years it will be dead. I'm asking how many years you are going to use it. 2 years. Now, are you 100% sure that after 2 years you are going to change that phone? Are you 100% sure? No. You are just telling me with perfection or just estimating. You are just estimating. You can sell within 6 months only. You can sell after 4 years also. You may not sell only. You may keep it with yourself and keep using for 10, 15 years. So in simple words, in all the cases, perfection may not be possible. In some cases, precision may not be there. Perfection may not be there. In those cases, what is it called? It is called as estimate. They are called as what? Accounting estimates. Clear? Accounting estimates. Clear? Accounting estimates refer to. Clear? Accounting estimates refer to financial statements. financial statement items, clear, financial statement items that cannot be measured, that cannot be measured, clear, that cannot be measured with what? With precision. With what? That cannot be measured with precision, but can be estimated, but can be estimated on informed judgments. Informed judgments. Clear? It is based on my information, based on my judgment, I'm estimating something. According to my information, last 10 years may I've used one mobile phone for only 2 years. So based on the information what I am having from my prior experience, I'm making a judgment. And that judgment is called what? Estimation. That judgment is called what? Estimation. Clear? That judgment is called what? Estimation. Examples. Examples, let us take one. I already told you, clear, one example I already told you. What is that? Useful life. Useful life of assets. Clear, useful life of assets. Second can be provision. Clear, provision for bad debts. Clear, provision for bad debts. Inventory obsolescence. Now technology is changing. Clear, technology is changing every day. Every day some new technology will come. Every day some new technology will come. Clear, every day some new technology will come. Can I say when will my inventory become obsolete? I don't know. What type of inventory I am having might be used for next 10 years also. Let us say Parle-G. Parle-G biscuits you think are obsolete or still selling? Parle-G biscuits are still selling. Yes, they are still selling. People are still buying. So Parle-G biscuits has recorded the highest sales, biscuit sales in India ever. Highest ever biscuit sales in India. In how many months? Last 6 months of lockdown. Last 6 months of lockdown में it has sold so many biscuits that it is the largest sold biscuit in 6 months. That too during Corona situation only. That is, I cannot say when will my inventory become obsolete. Parle-G can say, okay, after 1 year or 2 years, when new biscuits have come, my taste has deteriorated. Then only what will happen? My inventory will become obsolete or useless. Depreciation, I repeat, depreciation is not estimation. Depreciation is not estimation. Useful life of asset is estimation. When useful life is changing, depreciation will change, right? Depreciation is not estimated. Useful life can be estimated. Clear? Now, now tell me, let us say, for example, some student asked me doubt in AS 29. In AS 29, provision for bad and doubtful debts, today I created 2%. Clear? Financial year, this is one small example I'll give you. Financial year 2019-20 में PBDD means provision for bad and doubtful debts 2% I created based on my experience. Now tell me, this is correct or it is just an estimate? Is it with precision or estimate? Provision for bad and doubtful debts. Estimate. In financial year 2020-21, provision for bad and doubtful debts, I am estimating it to be 5%. I am estimating provision to increase by 3% and become 5%. Now tell, should I keep 2% only? Should I keep continuing till my lifetime, or can I change my provision? Can I change my estimate or not? Can I change the estimate or not? Yes, I can change the estimate. Yes, clear? Now, estimate, clear? Estimates, estimates can change. Clear? Estimates can change. Estimates may have to be revised. Have to be revised. Clear? Estimates may have to be revised. When? If there are, if there are changes, clear? If there are changes in circumstances, if there are changes in circumstances based on which, based on which estimate, clear, estimate was made. Clear? Now let us say, for example, what I'm doing is, clear, what I'm doing is I'm creating provision for bad and doubtful debts. as average. Clear? What my policy, my company's policy is that last 3 years ka, last 3 years, clear, last 3 years ka average, every year what will I do, last 3 years ka average I will take. Every year what I'll do is last 3 years ka average I will take, and I will create a provision for bad and doubtful debts. So now tell me 1920 ke liye what are the 3 years I might have taken? 1819, 1718, right? 1718 and 1617. Average, clear, average of these last 3 years was 2%. That is why what I have done in 1920, 2% I have created. Then in 2020-21, what are the 3 years I will use? I will use, what are the 3 years? I will use 2000, clear, 2000, 1920, 1819 and 1718. Average of these 3 years has come to 5%. That is why what I have done, I have changed. This is called what? Change in circumstances. Change in circumstances, based on which estimate was made. Earlier, based on my estimation, what was 2% was the average. Now 5% is the average. Simple. That is why I'm changing. Next, clear. Next, what we can say, as a result of, as a result of as a result of availability of new information. Clear? As a result of availability of new information. Let us say for example last year, let us say for example last year, from last 5 years, from last 5 years, a debtor is paying everything on time. Before the due date only that fellow is paying me the money. But current year mein what happened? Current year mein his stock was destroyed by fire by almost 80%. Now tell me, will he be able to pay on time this year? Or you can say, will he or she will be able to pay or not? That also I don't know, right? That person will not pay on time, that I know. Whether that person will pay or not, that also I don't know. What is this? Sir, new information. New information is available, because of which what I'll do now, I will create a provision for bad and doubtful debts. Maybe some 50-60% I will create. Clear? So if there are changes in circumstances, then I can change. And if there are no changes in circumstances, if there is a change in new information available, then also what will I do? Then also I can change an estimate. I hope it is clear. Next. Clear? Next. Next. Effect of change. Effect of change in accounting estimate. Clear? Effect of change in accounting estimates. Effect of change in accounting estimates. Clear? Effect of change in accounting estimates. Now, two things you have to be very careful. Now, it can tell me, can an accounting estimate have an effect on current period? Can it have an effect on current period? Yes, it can have. Can it have an effect on future periods? Yes, it can have. It can have an effect on current period also, or only on current period, or only on future, or on both. It all depends. Now, let us say useful life of depreciation. Will it have an effect only in current year or future also? Useful life. I have changed the useful life. Because of change in useful life, depreciation not only changes in current year, it also changes in future years. Now, provision for bad and doubtful debts. Do you think it will have effect only in the current year, not in future, right? That change in provision will have effect only in current year. Only in current year, provision will increase, profit will decrease, debtors will decrease. Next year may, it will not have any effect. So it can have an effect on current period also. It can have an effect on future period also. Clear? So if it is having an effect, if an accounting estimate is having an effect for current period, clear? For current period, then what will I do? Disclose in current period, disclose in current period, or you not disclose, basically include in current period current period profit or loss. Clear? Profit or loss. Clear? Current period profit or loss. Next, for has an effect for future periods, not for on future periods. Clear? It will have an effect on future periods. Then what should I do? If it have an effect on future periods, then what should I do? Disclose. Obviously, I future ka I cannot do, right? Clear? Quantify, quantify and disclose. Quantify means calculate the amount. How much amount say it is going to affect my future. If unable to quantify, if unable to quantify, unable to quantify, disclose the reasons. Simple. If it is having the effect on the current period, obviously I will include in current period profit or loss. If it is having in the future periods, what will I do? I will quantify what is it going to have on the future periods, like so and so amount, and I will disclose. If I am unable to quantify, means I am unable to calculate the amount what is going to affect in future. I will clearly tell, okay, because of so and so reason, I am unable to tell you the amount. Khatam. Clear? This is changes in accounting estimates. Now, we have done with accounting estimates also. Now last part is pending. What is that? Last part is disclosure of what? Accounting policies. Clear? Changes in accounting policies. Changes in accounting policies. Changes in accounting policies. Changes in accounting policies. Clear? Changes in accounting policies. Clear? Now, what exactly do we mean by changes in accounting policies? So, can I change the accounting policy whenever I want? Can I change the accounting policy whenever I want? Yes or no? No. Accounting policy, here accounting policy can be changed. Accounting policy can be changed in the following situations. In the following situations. Here, can you tell me what are the situations? For better presentation. Here, I've already explained this in AS1. For change in law, or you can say statute, or change in accounting standard, right? Change in accounting standard. Clear? Change in accounting standard. Clear? So these are clear. These are the examples of what? These are the not examples basically. These are the situations where what happens. These are the situations where I can make what? I can make changes to accounting policies. Clear? Now, any doubts as of now? Anyone has? No. But what is accounting policy? What is accounting policy? What is accounting policy? What is accounting policy? These are nothing but accounting principles. What is accounting policy? Accounting principles. Clear? What is accounting policy? Accounting principles and methods of applying these principles. Clear? What is accounting policy? These are nothing but accounting principles, or basically you can say, and the methods of applying these accounting principles adopted by whom? By the enterprise in preparation and presentation. Preparation and presentation of what? Financial statements. Clear? Financial statements. Preparation and presentation of financial statements. Let us see some examples. Can you tell me some examples? Examples of accounting policy. Let us say depreciation. accounting policy. First one is depreciation. AS 10 may we have seen how many methods of depreciation are there now? Only three, right? I've already told you. AS 26 may amortization also I told the same thing. One is straight line method, second one is WDV method, and third one is units of production method. Clear? Units of production method. Units of which method? Production method. Units of production method. And next example we can say inventory valuation. Inventory valuation, clear? Again we have three methods. Clear? We have three methods for valuation of inventory: LIFO, FIFO, and weighted average method. Tell me which method is not applicable now. Which method is not applicable now? LIFO. Clear? So right now accounting standard के हिसाब से only FIFO is there and weighted average method is there. Clear? And what else we can say? Cash flow statement. One more example we can say cash flow statement. Cash flow statement. Cash flow statement में how many methods are there? Cash flow statement में how many methods? So two methods are there, right? Two methods are there. What are those two methods? Direct method and indirect method. Direct method, indirect method. Clear? Direct method is there, indirect method. These are some examples about accounting policies. Now, disclosure of accounting policies. Clear? Change in accounting policy. Change in accounting policy. Change in accounting policy. Clear? Change in accounting policy. Now, we will divide this into two parts. Change might affect. Clear? Change might affect. Clear? Current period. Change might affect which period? Current period. Or change might affect future period. Change might affect future period. Clear? Change might affect future period. Now, if change affects the current period, again it can be two things, right? If change affects current period, it can be two things: material effect and immaterial effect. Clear? Changed effect in the current period can be material or immaterial. If it is material, two things I need to disclose. I repeat, if it is material, two things I need to disclose. What are those? Fact of change in accounting policy plus amount, clear, plus amount of effect, clear, plus amount of effect. If it is immaterial, then only fact of change I need to mention. Clear? Fact of change I need to mention. Next, in case if it is having the effect on future periods, in case if it is having an effect on future periods, then what? Disclose. Disclose. Clear? Disclose. What should I disclose? Disclose disclose the effect. Disclose the effect. Disclose the effect which might happen in future periods. Future periods. Clear? Which might happen in which period? Future period. Exactly same what we have already studied in AS1. Clear? So with this we have completed accounting policy also. So all 5 points we have already completed. Now, anyone has to ask any doubts, you can ask. I hope everything is clear.